number 4 Wisconsin meeting number 8 Butler. And we'll start this off with the player of the year in the SEC, Chandler Parsons, and possibly the player of the year in the nation, the Jimmer. And Jimmer struggled early, Smitty.
Yeah, he did. And when you look at it, the first, 13 minutes of this game, I think he didn't score.
He was 0 for 6 to start.
And you see what Florida was doing. They was crowding him, taking away airspace, and I think he was pressing just a little bit at the beginning.
Kenny Boynton knocking down the three-pointer. And then they got little Irving Walker on there, Coach.
Well, I think Walker had a great game because I thought he made shots, but maybe it's important. He got in the paint and he made passes, and that was key down the stretch.
Now Jimmer starts cranking it up.
Got untracked a little bit late in the first half. Didn't really get much help from his teammates, if not for the fact that Florida turned the ball over 10 times in the first half. The Gators would have had a huge lead, but as it stands, Fredette not a huge factor in the first half. Didn't play particularly well, but they went into halftime tied because of those Florida turnovers.
It was dead even, 36 apiece. The Jimmer getting the left calf massaged as we go to the final 20 minutes. Parsons.
Ooh, big time shot.
And then Jimmer with the roll.
Shooter's bounce.
Alex Tyus had himself a game, Coach.
He really did. 19 points, 17 rebounds. He had some big plays down the stretch, and I think that was a big difference maker for him.
How about Scotty Wilbekin playing D? They say, you're not going to pull up from there, are you? He is, and he knocks down that massive three-pointer.
Scouting report, he shoots it from deep. You never believe it, and he gets that release off so quick. That was the moment where you felt like he had a spark, BYU had a spark. Maybe they're going to win this thing going away, but Florida just wouldn't let it happen.
Got 2 shots at the end of the game before the overtime. Not 1, but 2.
And then Florida, Coach, dominates the overtime session.
Well, the kickouts. They got the ball inside. They kicked it out. Boynton hits one here. And as you're going to see somewhere, the drive and kickouts, that's a big-time play and a big-time shot.
Parsons makes him pay, and then Alex Tyus again.
What a game.
Fittingly, the exclamation point for the best player on the night. 17 rebounds, as Tom mentioned, for big Alex Tyus, really playing to his size, and we bid adieu to the Jimmer.
Yes.
You know, the Jimmer, yeah, I love him, but I think in that second half, he need to concentrate on just driving a little bit more. He got his game going in that first half by getting into that paint.
Jimmer finishes with 32. Took him 29 shots to do it. 3 for 15 from the promised land. Jimmer and the Cougars taking it on the chin.
We had chances, and I thought that we fought and we battled. Sometimes we didn't play, as well as we wanted to, but I just didn't, make some shots at the end, and I thought that we battled hard, but sometimes you lose games.
He's seen pretty much every defense all year long. He's been effective basically against everybody, but you could definitely tell he's getting a little frustrated, and that's just credit to our guys that were guarding him, especially Kenny Boynton, who just really did a good job, and like I said, just stayed with him and made it really difficult for him out there.
It's definitely tough. It's tough that it's over. It hasn't really sunk in yet that it's fully over right now. But I've had a great time. This team's been extremely tough, resilient, and we fought through a lot of things. And a lot of people didn't think we could even make it this far.
Steph Curry and the big dog Glenn Robinson, and on it goes. Meantime, the game we just saw here on TBS, Matt Howard and Butler, Jordan Taylor, and Wisconsin. And this is a game, Coach, you said would resemble Big Ten football. And you did see it had everything but a cloud of dust in this game.
Well, they did a great job. I don't think anybody gives Butler enough credit for how good they are defensively, how physical they are defensively, especially those guards who did a great job on Taylor 90% of this game.
That's Sean Van Zandt. Turnovers was killing the Badgers early.
It was, and like Coach said, they were so physical. And you look at this Butler team, execution, running their offense, 5 guys on a string offensively. You usually see that on defense.
Let me tell you something. If you can force Wisconsin to turn the ball over, you can force anybody to turn the ball over. Wisconsin does not turn the ball over. They had 8 turnovers in the first half.
And how about Matt Howard? Matt Howard, I thought lunch bucket, whatever they called him, I thought Gus Johnson said it best. That's what he is. He doesn't impress you by anything except what he gets done.
You see Bo Ryan a little frustrated. His guys just could not score in the second half. They were stuck on 24 forever, and then the rainbow by Howard right there.
And it looked like it was a laugher at that point. I mean, we're frankly barely paying attention to this game for a while.
Hey, speak for yourself there, big
Well,
fella.
I know you were locked in. I'm eating sushi. I got coffee. I'm on Twitter. I'm busy.
I was busy.
But Wisconsin hung right in it, chipped away, and the three-pointer. And if you're an Ohio State fan, that kind of looks familiar the way Jordan
For me,
back in the game.
Tom said it best. He's not used to Wisconsin pressing at the end of this game. They got back into this basketball game, but that one-on-one play by Shelvin Mack, you can't beat it, Coach.
Ironically, guys, the energy of Wisconsin was down, and Luer to have 3 points in a game, he's been one of the better players in our league this year.
I mean, you talk about Butler defensively, guys. I mean, they absolutely put on a clinic.
Arizona will start with that one. And this guy, Derrick Williams, was a beast. Kyle Singler and Duke trying to repeat. I don't want to do any foreshadowing here, but it's not going to happen. Singler with a good start.
He looked good from behind the three-point line. That's an area where he struggled this year. Duke, in general, looked really good from the start. Despite Derrick Williams' brilliance, Duke was... Did I say Derrick Williams' brilliance? Boy, that's
a big-time one
right there. He's some sensational basketball player.
Unbelievable.
Singler with a spin and one.
Singler really did get off to a great start. I think he had 10 points early, and then I don't know if it was foul trouble or what, kind of struggled later on.
Yeah, I thought Duke went away from him. I thought they should have kept giving him the basketball. And, you know, I know Coach K and everybody will be talking about the Kyrie, should you play him or not? But you look at Arizona, they came out on all cylinders. You talk about Derrick Williams.
Guy shot 60% from three in the regular season.
He shoots 60% from the field as well, Ernie. He does it all.
Well, you know, if you look at it, guys, Arizona shot 54% from the field and out-rebounded Duke by 13. That doesn't happen to many Duke teams.
Look at this. That is ridiculous by Williams. So he had 25 in the first half, 44-38 game. And Charles Barkley was right. He said Arizona would wear Duke down in the second. They'd roll them down and wore them out.
Charles Barkley is like always right. And
Way to go, Chuck! Way to go!
Momo Jones, just another day in the life of Momo Jones as he knocks that one down.
You know, Ernie, he had been struggling in the games previous to this one, but he found his mojo from Momo, and guess what? They went right at Duke.
I think it's the best game Momo Jones has ever played, especially considering the circumstances. Second half, 14 of his 16 points came in the second half. He had 6 assists and no turnovers, and they were just attacking the rim. And Duke absolutely disintegrated. I mean, it's not a surprise necessarily that Duke lost. I thought that they would win, but, I mean, they absolutely fell apart in this game.
Coach, Arizona just was dominant down the stretch.
Well, it seemed like a step quicker in everything they did, and a lot of that might have been Nolan Smith, too. He just did not have the kind of game offensively. I think it carried over even to some of his defense.
They would outscore Duke in the second half 55-33, shooting 58% in the second half compared to 39%. And Kyle Singler and the Blue Devils, it's over. Derrick Williams and the Wildcats of Arizona. What a night he had. 32, a career high. Also pulled down 13 rebounds. The story, too, in the first half, it was just Derrick Williams. The rest of the team was just 5 for 16. As it winds up, the rest of the team for the game was 23 for 46, shot 50% to go with Williams, 32 points on 11 of 17 shooting. After the game, Bill Raftery with Derrick Williams.
I don't know why you're tired. I mean, you're trying to inhale here. You had a heck of a night. Take me through some of the thoughts coming into this game and how you prepared for Duke.
You know, nobody believed that we would win, and you know, we had nothing to lose. We were an underdog coming into into this game, and all we had to do was just come in and play hard. Don't worry about the rest. Don't worry about anything. Just do what we do, and that's what we did tonight.
Hey, Coach, unbelievable. I mean, in your wildest dreams, did you expect your kids, not necessarily, I'm not talking about winning, but to play that well?
No, I didn't. And, you know, Bill, go back to the first half. We could have easily been down 15 or 20 points. I mean, we had a guy have 25 at the half. Is that what Derrick had? You know, so the first half was about a great player just giving us a chance. And I'll tell you, though, the second half was about the team.
They played with such a verve in the second half, and, you know, they played great. And they just knocked us back, and we were unable to come back. And their player, Williams, is he's a special player. I mean, he gives them an amazing verve You know, he's a great player. That's as well as a kid has played against us this year. And that's sport. You know, this tournament gives abrupt endings, and it was an abrupt ending for our team tonight.
93-77, tied for the most points the Blue Devils have given up all season long. They gave up 92 and they got blown out at the Garden by St. John's. And you see the difference between the first and the second half in this game, in that 55-33 in the second half.
Well, you know, once Arizona knocked Duke back on their heels in the second half, Duke was unable to recover.
UConn and San Diego State. UConn comes in winners of 7 straight Big East tournament champions, and San Diego State 34-2. Keep your eye on number 15 on both sides. Kawhi Leonard for San Diego State, and of course Kemba Walker for UConn.
Well, I like Kyrie Leonard, but Kemba Walker's the 15 I kept my eyes on because he did it in every way you could do it. He did it off the dribble, he did it in the 2-point range, he did it from 3-point range, and he made other people better. That's a good night's work.
The silky smooth Jeremy Lamb, the freshman with the long 3.
Is that Kemba?
That's Kemba.
Playing off the ball, like Coach said, with the ball. In the locker room, he was scoring the basketball. He did it hard.
You know, Jim Calhoun has done this all year. He feels a game as it goes along. He's done periods throughout the season where he puts Shabazz Napier, the freshman, at the point, moves Kemba off the ball. Coaching this team by feel. It's not what he's done a lot in the past. He's adjusted his coaching tactics to this young team, and look at them now. They're in the Elite Eight.
That's a pretty good move right down there low by Malcolm Thomas, and then he's not done as San Diego State battles right back into this thing and won.
I thought when they went inside second half, San Diego State did a much better job. Didn't seem to do it as much early. They went inside late, and that's what made the big comeback.
DJ Gay had struggled offensively in the first couple of games of this tournament and did much better. Now watch this play, because Jamal Franklin had the steal there, and you can see him with a couple of words right there for Kemba Walker. Walker with a little bit of a smile, and then the shoulder, and down he goes. Technical foul, and that really did spark UConn.
It did. I mean, you look at it, Kemba Walker knocked down these 2 free throws, and then he went on a run, and also UConn attacking the basket. You know, Kemba Walker, one of the most exciting players watching this tournament, because when he catches the basketball, you get off your seat and you go, what's going to happen? And usually next it's a bucket.
I would have given Kemba Walker flowers if I was there. You don't want to get that guy mad, because when he gets mad, a lot of good things happen.
Yeah, like 14 straight points is what happened for UConn and Kemba Walker. And look at that play by the freshman Lamb. The steal and the reward.
And his teammate doing the right thing by turning around and getting the basketball.
Yes, indeed, it is.
I mean,
It's a little subtle thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought San Diego State's biggest mistake tonight was not reminding Jeremy Lamb that he's playing in the Sweet 16 as a freshman, because that kid was unbelievable tonight. Everyone's going to be talking about Kemba Walker. You're talking about a freshman guard going for 24 points, 9 for 11 from the floor, 3 for 3 from 3-point range, 3 for 4 from the foul line. The perfect complement to a great player in Kemba.
And Kemba has 36. Anybody like to hear what he had to say after the game?
I would, Ernie.
I can do that for you.
Okay.
It seemed like they were trying to be very, very physical with you. Did you feel they were almost trying to make a point in addition to trying to win a game?
Definitely. I felt that they were trying to frustrate me, but I didn't fall into it. I just played basketball, and I was able to make a couple shots.
He's just an amazing player. Our goal was to try to contain him. He's almost impossible to stop.
I'm still amazed by the stuff he does, but I'm not surprised. Every game he makes, big shots and amazing shots. So I'm not surprised, but I'm still amazed.
It hurts. It should hurt, regardless of when, where, and how. For our team this year, for what they've accomplished, it hurts exponentially more.
So UConn does what only BYU did twice, and that is beat San Diego State. And you see the numbers here for Kemba Walker and the soft-spoken Jeremy Lamb, who's he lets that game do the talking.
Yes,
maybe.
indeed, Ernie.
You talk about really play. 20 out of 27 in the tournament from the field. NCAA tournament history. Buckle up, boys and girls. Here we go. Jared Sullinger and Ohio State. taking on Kentucky. Great ball movement early, Sullinger with the dunk.
It is. I mean, when you break down the defense and give the basketball to him with no help, no other guys around, he's going to score the basketball. But
we said early, Harrelson, he would be a big key. He was a big key defensively, and he was even a bigger key offensively.
Saw John Diebler knock down the three-pointer, but Ohio State only hit 6 of those on the night. Look at the save by Harrelson.
You think he plays with some emotion?
Yeah, threw the high hard one at Sullinger.
Seth, that's a motor. That's right.
That is a motor from a guy who played 88 minutes all of last season, was the most valuable player for Kentucky tonight.
Sullinger with position on Harrelson there and sticks it back in, game tied at 38.
Big shot there, big three. I thought again, though, Kentucky defensively was awfully good.
Nice move. You saw that Terrence Jones a little bit too small trying to front Jared Sullinger.
Yeah. Lighty. No. Sullinger. Yeah. With the exclamation point.
8 offensive rebounds for Sullinger tonight.
And he scored on a lot of them. That was the biggest part of his scoring. Maybe a couple of post moves. But it was the offensive rebounds that really hurt Kentucky with Sullinger.
Threes by the freshman Terrence Jones and Brandon Knight, and then David Lighty weaving his way to the tin. 57-56 Ohio State. You know who had a great game quietly? DeAndre Liggins.
Yes.
Kentucky.
I thought he was that emotional leader.
Offensively and defensively.
Yeah, defensively, feisty. They competed, but look at Dribbler.
That's what they call it. All the way. Ties the game at 60. John Calipari says, let's go.
And he's going right, son. He's going right.
Similar to the Princeton game, he only had 1 bucket, and that one was the game winner. That was, he was 1 for 6 from 3 tonight, 3 for 10 from the floor. And William Buford, who was just really flat out bad tonight. I mean, he really hurt his team, I have to say. Buford was 2 for 16 from the floor, your second leading scorer, shot 48% on the season. Kentucky, I thought, really got into his head defensively.
The #1 overall seed, the Ohio State Buckeyes, bounced out by Kentucky 62-60.
After a tremendous season, I'm sure a lot of disappointment inside that locker room. What did you say to them?
Well, I told them I didn't know what to say, and you know, I've never had a team like that. As close as they were, and just the friendship, the love they have. You know, when you go through a season and you finish 34-3, there's not too many down moments, and you know, unfortunately, that's the nature of this business.
North Carolina in the next round, because all the drama we had in that last game, we had very little of that as North Carolina met
Yeah,
Marquette.
I think Carolina just said, let's take the drama out this basketball game. They came out on all cylinders. It was their inside game, and you look right here, Marshall to the long Henson, and then Tyler Zeller. What a game he's had. And this North Carolina team is starting to find their rhythm right now.
Henson, Zeller, and Barnes, you know, the 3 big guys, or the 3, including Barnes, were the difference. But you're right. Let's not forget about Marshall, because he makes that thing run.
Yes, if you've been in an auto accident, call Henson, Zeller, and Barnes. No, it's a 19-0 run early, and that really just made this thing academic.
Well, they're playing with a great swagger. They're attacking the rim. They're playing with great confidence. Kendall Marshall is getting everybody involved. And, you know, the one suspect area of this basketball team is still going to be the three-point shot. Remember, their freshman, Reggie Bullock, one of their better three-point shooters, got hurt. He's not playing anymore. Leslie McDonald is basically fallen by the wayside, so they're not getting anything out of their bench. They need their bigs to play big all the time, and that's what they've done. Really impressive.
How about Carolina's defense, though? Not only did it improve holding Marquette to 12% from the 3, but they're getting breakaways because they're missing those threes. They got runouts a lot in this game, and I thought that was a big difference, too.
At one point, it was 51-18 in this game. It winds up 81-63. North Carolina into the Elite Eight.
We know that we're the best team here tonight. We know it. Deep down in here, we know it. Florida State don't know it yet. We got to go show them.
Give me some more of that. Watch Joey Rodriguez. After beating Steve Kerr in a three-point shootout in practice, knocks it down. Early 11-10 lead.
Well, we said VCU would need to shoot a high percentage from three-point range. I'd say going 46% from behind the arc against the best defensive team in the country is pretty good.
For much of this game, they shot better than 50% against a team that had been allowing 31%.
That's what shocked me. I was shocked by that early on. I couldn't believe they were shooting over 50%.
Darius Theus with the floater.
They had so many different players step up, and you can see Florida State right here knocking down this three, but it was a hard time this entire game for Florida State to knock down shots.
The guy who really got him going, Brandon Wazell, hit three-pointers, 10 straight points, and they got a little bit of breathing room.
You're right, Ernie. He gave them that spark plug, and they had more guys that can find their own shot. You can see Florida State, they were just all over the glass. 20-5 in second chance points in favor of Florida State.
They had a lot of opportunities to get offensive rebounds because they missed a lot of shots.
The missed shot was the best offense for a while.
They had the big lead and then went into a severe drought. One field goal the last 7.5 minutes of the game. Look at the defense the Seminoles are playing on it.
Well, you know how hard it is, too, when you got your best free throw shooters going to the line and missing free throws like Joey Rodriguez did. That says a lot that a team can still overcome that. Give Shock and his team credit.
You saw Singleton knock down the three. You saw the block by James. And then you saw this possession.
Saw that.
What was that? Yeah, well, I mean...
To not get a shot off at the end of regulation of Sweet 16 is pretty bad.
That means we're going overtime. That means Singleton, again, we're saying this might be an impact game for him. He's been hurt, and he was solid. And this is the inbounds play to Bradford Burgess for the lead.
I was just very surprised with the 5'10" guy throwing it inbounds. There wasn't better pressure on the ball.
Well, you look at the defender. He was playing off on really a no man's land, and then they don't get another shot off. Give Shocker Smart and this ECU team a lot of credit. Great inbounds play, beautiful pass. Shocker!
You know, you guys, I figured out why my job is so hard sitting with you guys. You know, we kind of give credit to John Calipari for not calling a timeout. We kind of question Leonard Hamilton and maybe even Shaka for not calling a timeout in overtime. What do you guys want us to do?
Well, you know,
win every game.
As a matter of fact, Craig Sager did question Leonard Hamilton about that very thing. The Elite Eight where they will meet the Kansas Jayhawks. And look at this, before the game starts, and before these guys take the floor.
A little touching each other.
Yeah. How are you? Nice to see you. You know,
they're ready to play, for sure.
And like there's a huge history between Kansas and Richmond. It's number 1 meets number 12. And this game got out of hand in a hurry.
Yes.
Thanks to a 27-4 first half run by the Jayhawks.
You know, it was unfortunate for Richmond and the Princeton offense. They couldn't get back doors. They couldn't get any layups or three-point shooting, and give Kansas defense a lot of credit, and they got whatever they wanted at the start of this game.
We said all year long Kansas has been the best defensive team and one of the best field goal percentage offensive teams. They did both tonight.
You gotta like that. Attack the rim.
A lot of different players played well for Kansas.
Well, Thomas Robinson, he had 12 points and 14 rebounds. And when you're a team like Richmond, you're so dependent on the three-point shot. This is going to be one of only 4 makes they had on the night out of 26 attempts, 15%. Kansas's defense at the three-point line was outstanding.
Yeah, rare opportunity for those folks wearing the Spider-Man costumes to cheer. Brady Morningstar, he got dialed in.
And he got called for a technical for woofing, by the way. And Kansas has that reputation with the officials. Believe me, guys, they're watching you for that.
They believe you, sir. They believe you.
Are they watching? I assume they're watching.
Tyshawn Taylor with the finish there, and this was all Kansas. 77-57, 4 for 26 from beyond the arc.
That's the game.
For the Spiders of Richmond in a 20-point victory. And after the game, Craig Sager with Brady Morningstar.